What's up, fight fans? This is Stephen Howson. This is MMA Latest. This is the weigh-ins. Now, we will be covering the UFC Salt Lake City card, but before we get into that, we're going to cover the news that's been breaking out this week. Now, the first thing that we're going to cover is the rule changes. There's been some really important and significant tweaks to the unified rules. Effective striking and grappling is still the most important factor, but in the new terminology, judges are going to be looking at the following: impact, not damage. They didn't like the word damage. Duration and dominance, and I think that's a massive thing. We are expecting to see more 10-8 rounds, and this goes back to sort of a little bit like Joe Rogan's demand for the half-point system. We don't need the half-point system if we are going to see more 10-8s implemented. It's the same sort of thing, and I for one think this is a massive step. We've already kind of seen a few 10-8s of late, but this new judging criteria hopefully means we're going to see a hell of a lot more of it. Grounded fighters will now need to have both hands and feet on the floor to be classed as grounded. This avoids fighters playing the game. And the new rules also might reduce eye pokes as well. While it's only been punishable up to now if you actually get poked in the eye, referees even, are now able to stop a fight and award a point deduction if you're caught poking in the eyes, or if you're constantly throwing fingers up towards a fighter, which is a great move. Unlucky John Jones. Now, there are a couple more minor rule changes affecting clavicle grabs, heel shots to the kidneys, and women's apparel. But if you want to check those out yourself, go and head over to MMALatestNews.com, where we've got the full breakdown of exactly what each and every one of the rule changes means. Now, UFC 204 has been announced. It's in Manchester, and as a Mancunian, I am excited. It's about time we had a title fight on English soil, and who better for it to be than Michael Bisping? But it's got a little bit of a mixed reaction, and I'll tell you why. The main event is timed to suit Las Vegas, the American pay-per-view audience, and not the local European, UK, or even the Far East audience, which is ridiculous. I understand that desire to favour what the largest market is, but you are slowing the growth in other regions by not treating them like they matter. How can you expect buy-in from a local TV network if you aren't prepared to help them out and give them some prime-time action when they've got a champion in their backyard? This is an own goal, UFC. Jacare has taken to Twitter and demanded a top 3 opponent, and demanded that he is placed on the UFC 204 card in Manchester, where I think he would be a good accompaniment to the main event of Michael Bisping and Dan Henderson, the rematch of Michael Bisping and Dan Henderson. Sticking with the UFC but dropping down to the 135-pound division, there's been an absolute war of words erupt between Dominick Cruz and Cody Garbrandt. That's an intriguing fight and one that I would love to see. I don't know if Cody is getting too late to the party on this one though, because Dominick Cruz has been talking this week about wanting to move up to the 145-pound division and go for dual belts. Now, Cruz against Aldo or McGregor for the 145-pound belt. Now, that is a fight that I would love to see. ACB announced that they are coming to the UK with a card in Glasgow on October the 1st. And with the news that Rob Whiteford was going to be the headline, you had my curiosity. Now, I'm also hearing that we are going to be seeing Norman Park, Mike Wilkinson, Saul Rogers, and John Maguire on there too. You have my attention. This is how you stack a UK card. I cannot wait to see who else gets added to this. Right then, let's get into it. UFC Salt Lake City. In the main event, Yair Rodriguez is taking on Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. This is a fun headliner for any fight night, and this is what you want from the fight nights, isn't it? A couple of up-and-coming fighters that showcase their abilities. These two fighters are building up a little bit of a following thanks to early finishes and exciting fights. I would be expecting nothing different as they clash on Saturday night. I tip the edge very slightly in this one to Rodriguez. I think he's likely to endure an early flourish from Caceres, and I would expect to see what I think is a bit more of a well-rounded game make him emerge victor in this fight. Ronnie Jason returns from suspension to face Dennis Bermudez as he looks to get back in contention in the 145-pound division. After so long out, and with Bermudez needing to get back into winning ways after poor recent form, this is not the ideal fight for Jason. And I think he'll be unable to stop Bermudez from taking him down time and time again, and surely that's going to be the way the fight goes down. Bermudez by Grapple Fest. Thales Leites and Chris Camozzi is a solid matchup between two experienced middleweights. I think Leites has the advantage in a BJJ game, obviously, and that'd be too much for Camozzi in this instance. I think we're going to see a submission from a submission specialist where half of his victories have come by way of a tap. That is it for this week. Make sure to check out all the coverage from MMA Latest on our website, MMALatestNews.com. Make sure you follow us on Twitter for the up-to-the-second reaction for anything that's going on in the MMA world. But something else for you to go and check out as well. Head over to Facebook, hit MMA Latest. The link is down below. And what we're doing is we're starting a live MMA show where you guys can get involved. So what we want you to do is come to Facebook, and every day we're going to be going live. and we will be discussing the hot topic of the day, the reaction to tonight's card, maybe tomorrow. We'll be looking at any breaking news, things like that, and then you guys can get involved and talk to us, and we'll do a little bit of a Q&A, and that's going to be happening every day. We've got a range of different journalists from MMA Latest that you'll be able to talk to, so go over there, hit like, subscribe, and any time that we go live, you'll be able to join in. Now, if you want to know what time we're going live and get into that little bit of a routine, it's going to be 11 p.m. in the UK, which I think is 5 p.m. in New York, which is then about 3 p.m. over in LA. Now, if I've got that wrong, I do apologise. It might be 6 in New York. Either way, yeah, I think it's 6 in New York and 3 over in LA. So there you go, 11, 6 or 3. Wherever you are in the world, MMA Latest has got you covered. Hit the like, subscribe, and then whenever we do go live, you'll be able to see it. Thank you for watching once again. Hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed what you've seen. Give us a like, and we'll be back next week. We've got a ton more coverage coming out, and we've got some very special stuff ahead of UFC 202, so make sure to get involved for all of that. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.